Now, the so-called 4% rule of retirement withdrawals is now 30 years old, but new research by the American Council of Life Insurers gave the rule a stress test and found that it failed for older ages, resulting in the lowest income over time. Not really ideal news there. So, what could be used to help shield income against market volatility and the risk of living too long, that longevity risk?
I would really encourage our listeners to Google the independent income system. So the independent income system is the belief and methodology that I've been helping hundreds of families with over, decades now of developing that overall process of putting together a plan that they really understand. So the 4% rule, the concept behind that is you have a portfolio, and if you have it 60% in equities and 40% fixed income, that allows you to begin taking a 4% withdrawal from that account and then over time adding in inflation. And, it was about 3 years ago when you had both the stock and the bond market that points out, one of the potential flaws that you can have. So with the 4% rule starting to fail in retirement time, number one is it's possible in that scenario that stocks and bonds have market volatility. In fact, stocks and bonds are much more correlated together today as the transition has moved from pension fund managers to 401k account owners. And what humans, 401k account owners, do is they oftentimes will allow volatility and their emotions to get involved and make financial decisions based upon the nightly news, and that can create more swings within the overall markets. So imagine being the retiree that retires the year before both the stock and the bond market. That could be an immediate trigger based upon the sequence of returns that could have a major detriment to the 4% withdrawal rule, especially if you start upside down right away in retirement time. On the flip end of the scale, instead of maybe like traditional fixed income, the other flip end of the scale about that is some of the higher current interest rates that we have today versus, say, 3 years ago could help on the fixed income side. So I was building out a portfolio for a client, and what we had taken a look at is utilizing a different laddered type of an approach of building out more consistent, reliable fixed income in the portfolio. And because of where interest rates were today, we're able to lock in, higher interest rates for a longer period of time. So the current high interest rate environment, number two, is an area that's helping with that 4% rule. Number three is you can have a scenario where long-term care can derail a plan. I had another couple that I was just recently working with, and what we were doing is we were looking at the probability of them to be able to have roughly $5,500 a month of retirement income. And together they both had Social Security, and they'd saved up about $500,000 towards their retirement accounts. And when we started working on building out their overall plan, what we began to do is we began to look at all of the different possible outcomes of what could happen in the market, such as, what happened if the stock market crashed, what happened if tax rates went up, what happened if this, what happened if that. And the one scenario that really derailed the plan was the event that one of the two of them needed some form of long-term care. So in their situation, if we didn't look at long-term care, in the initial plan, 74% of the time they made it to the end zone. And then when we optimized the investments and put together an optimized plan, we got them over to 90%. And that was assuming that they had no long-term care crisis. But in a situation, let's say that the husband needed nursing home for 2 years of care at the end of his life, it took the probability of success down from 74% down to 10%. Yeah, so that 4% rule can get derailed if somebody needs long-term care in retirement time. And number four is unexpected expenses will come up. So the 4% rule assumes, again, that you're taking a 4% withdrawal, no more, no less. It's been my personal experience that people will set up what they have as a reasonable withdrawal rate of 4%, but then life throws them some type of what if. That could be a what if I need to bail the kids out. They need a little bit of money because maybe they lost their job. What if you need to replace the car? What if you had a flood in the basement? What if, what if? Life's going to have what ifs. So again, my philosophy in the independent income system is make sure that you have that emergency account set aside for you. So there's a great video. I'm kind of biased. I recorded the video on the independent income system. And I walk you through the different threats and opportunities that are facing retirees in the different areas, like their reliable income, how to set aside money designed to give you a future pay raise, where you should be investing money for long-term growth, the importance of an emergency account, or how to put a shield over top of your assets to protect them from long-term care, and also how to, protect your surviving spouse's income or create a bigger legacy through the estate plan. Again, that entire video is available for you. So if you're wondering, what's the 4% rule and, is it starting and could it be an area to fail? I would say take a look at the independent income system. That can maybe give you a little bit more guidance and peace of mind to know how to structure your plan for the future.
You can, again, just Google independent income system and check out that video. You can set up a time to speak with the guys at the Retirement Guys Formula and America's Medicare Associates, start developing that plan, see how it can work for you. That's real easy to do as well. You just reach out, give a call, 419-794-3030. Once again, that number is 419-794-3030. You can always find them online as well, and that is at arhq.com. I want to thank you, as always, for joining us here on the show, joining us here on America's Retirement Headquarters, home of the Retirement Guys Formula and America's Medicare Associates. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Nolan, appreciate you taking the time as always. And as we wrap up here, I do want to leave you with the final word.
Yeah, I would say as we head into Thanksgiving, I'm just thankful for all of our listeners. I hope, all of our listeners have a wonderful Thanksgiving with their family. Go Buckeyes. We've got a big game this weekend, and we will be down in Columbus and enjoying one of our last trips down to Columbus for high school hockey as we have our turkey tournament down there in Dublin. And we'll be back next week, same time, same channel right here, Toledo's largest talk station, 1370 WSPD. So remember, when you think retirement, think America's Retirement Headquarters. It's home of the Retirement Guys Formula and America's Medicare Associates.